Hello, LegendAqua here, doing another tier list. This time, well, I was looking over my comments and I actually found this comment by One Time Deal. It was a month ago and I actually didn't read it. Well, the last part anyways. So, yeah. That's kind of the reason why I'm making this video. In my opinion, this is also another way to actually air out my grievances towards some of these games. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Because, as a comment said, I play a lot of games. Yeah. This is mostly everything that I've played, be it offline, where I don't do videos on it or occasionally do it, to the hardcore ones. This is everything. I'm not going to do it by server base, I'm going to do it by the originator of the game itself. So if it's mostly Japanese made, I'll be mostly looking at that, but if it's a game that I've made through a different server, I'll be looking at it that way. You got it? Alright. So, let's start off with 7 Deadly Sins. I'm gonna delay this pick for a bit. You'll see why. Next, another 7, Trinity 7. A lot of people would have. I did a first impressions on this one, and it was that clicker. You know, that clicker? It's not F material, it's at most D. It's a really lazy... It's a very lazy, cash-grabbing game that's trying to buy off from the 27 license. It's not absolutely horrible, but it's a clicker. That's the best I'm gonna say. Next up, Arknights. So, I'm gonna say I kinda played this game because I'm like nearly out of the tutorial, but I just kinda fell off it. It's mainly because I'm not really into tower defense games. I do like the character designs and everything, as well as the gacha's typical rates, but I do like the art style. That's kind of why I was drawn towards it. But I can't really say much about Arknights. I still have it in my BlueStacks, but that's about it. As I said, I haven't got past the tutorial, and worse yet, I really haven't opened up Arknights in quite a while. It's a C. It's not Trinity 7 levels of horrible. I know, I've heard it's good. I've heard it's very good. If like comments say that Arknight is good and everything, I might look into it a little bit more. Next up, Azure Lane. So I did say I was going to look up all my games that I've played before, and Azure Lane, I did a couple of videos on it. The biggest problem I say with Azure Lane is just that it's a time crunching mobile game to get through, because you have to see through all the combat and everything, and just to get through one map, and just grinding in general is really hard. I went through it for the first month, actually not even first month, I went for it for the first 3 months, but trying to keep that consistency is just so hard to do. Because of that, it's a B. I know it's worth, but it's just such a time crunching mobile game to get through. It really is. Black Clover. Now, this is a game that I'm still playing on the side, casually. Like, I just grab the gems and just leave. And then that's about it. I barely do events either. This is like the bare definition of me logging in, logging out. C, because of that. Now, Bofuri. You know, the isekai game anime that actually got a mobile game. It's a tower defense one. Like I said, I'm not really into tower defense, but I've been through a little bit more on this one, so I do kind of know the mechanics of this one. Not to mention, the gacha is actually extremely generous. Every single time I've pulled, I managed to get the highest rarity characters. It's just kind of expensive, obviously, but it's really generous. B. Yeah, it's because it's more or less it's because I've played more of both footy than I have Arknights, weirdly enough. Brown Dust, much like actually not much like Arknights. Brown Dust I've been playing ever since they did their beginners campaign, and they've really have like did a lot with this. However, like I don't know. I think it's whether games are getting better or something, but just like I don't know. I'm like in a huge like mental roadblock trying to play it now, because just going through the monotonous dailies and everything, it's getting to me. It's a good tile strategy game for what it's worth. Not to mention all the characters are like very detailed. I love the art style, I love the strategy part. But as I said, I think coupled with the monotony of the dailies, trying to grind up diamonds and everything, it's getting there. I could find better games, which is why I think I felt like I started to like wean out trying to play Brown Dust. Not that I want to, but yeah, it's there. C. Damachi. So this one is actually, I like it. I'm still playing it to this day. Collabs are good. The gems or irises are plentiful, and more or less because I do know, well, I know one, I do know the brand obviously. Two, as I said, very generous. Gameplay can be obviously a bit monotonous at times, but I still like it for what it's worth. This is one of the A ones. I still play it. I still play it even now. Like the monotony for this one, it can be easily weaned out. There's no problem with that. Oh, all right. Here we go. Idolmaster Cinderella Girl Starlight Stage. This is one of the games I've been playing for one of the longest times, and I still have been. This is an easy S, because I think I've been playing this game, let me think, 2 to 3 months after it was launched on co-op, and I've been playing ever since. So it's about nearly 6 years I've been playing this. I'm not kidding. This is, as I said, this is one of my longest running games I've been playing. Yeah, 6 years. Not to mention, it's one of those idle rhythm games that's like, it's one of the better 3D modeled rhythm games out there. Very easy to get into, and obviously because of Derasute, which is Idolmaster Cinderella Girls abbreviated, it houses one of my favorite waifus in the game. You all know who that is. Easy yes. An easy yes. Yeah, an easy yes. Fate Grand Order. Another game I've been playing for one of the longest times. I think it's 3 to 4 years? So it's like off by 2 years from Derasute. It's an easy yes. I know a lot of people say, oh my god, Fate Grand Order rates and everything, but for free to play and everything, especially with the welfare servants, it's one of the better games. I do see why a lot of people gravitate towards it, even though people say, oh, rates suck and everything. It's still a very good game. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Not to mention, I'm playing both servers. Even though I main global, or English, I still managed to play JP. That's saying something. Next up, Fire Emblem Heroes. Much like Azure Lane, one of the games I've actually quit, and I've heard updates through Sage Master and everything, much on the terms of they finally have a spark system. But I still remember there is a reason why I quit the game. Monotonous and very long grinds. Not to mention all the new modes that they continuously bring out just makes the grind even longer and longer and longer. It's not 27 levels. I do see where it's from, but there's a reason why I quit. See. Grand Blue Fantasy. So you guys know that I've only done like one video of it, and that was my Sparkle for Summer. But actually after that video, I started to actually really get into the events and started like forming up my teams and everything because of the not the Golden Week, but just like they did the huge celebration campaign and they give out free multis. I met like once I formed that team and everything, it just got to the point that I just kept on playing, and I'm still playing it now, and I'm actually really getting to the groove of things. Like I'm starting, like because of the team formation and everything in itself, along with one of my favorite characters that I managed to get, it just jump-started me into saying, yeah, I really like this game. Not to mention, it was spurred on by the fact that I finished the second season anime of Grand Blue Fantasy. That just made it much more better, in my opinion. So I got spurred on by the anime, celebration campaign happened, I formed a team, now I'm like even trying to look up guides and everything. Just the game is good. The game is good, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes. Okay, because of this, hold up. So I'm actually thinking again with this. Grand Blue Fantasy actually needs to be SSS. It's one of the most generous games I've been playing so far. I'm not lying. Yes, the games can be extremely grindy, but from what I've heard, that's end-game stuff. And from where I'm at, I'm still not even there. So, yeah, it's seriously one of the most generous games I've ever played right now. Fate Grand Order, actually, yeah, no. Fate Grand Order is close, but again, the biggest problem with that is the rates. Everything else is absolutely great. Same goes to Derasute, although they did add in the spark system from Grand Blue Fantasy, but it takes months just to spark. Same goes to Grand Blue Fantasy, but I think I'll leave it at that. It might, like, these three might change soon enough. We'll see when we finish up the rest. Like I do like all three franchises from these three. I really do. Oh, here we go. Do I even need to say this? Harry Potter Hogwarts Pistories. Easy F. It's a stupid clicker game that just makes you do nothing but wait. The plot is horrendous to the point it just pretty much takes parts from the Harry Potter movies and books and just substitutes them into its own game and just, oh, I hate it. I just don't want to talk about this one. Ugh. It gets an F. It gets an easy F. Okay, so I think I should actually do it now since most of the parts are filled. 7 Deadly Sins. It gets an A. Not an S, but I'll say my reasons why. 7 Deadly Sins has a ton of content. However, I'm not going to go into the entire drama and controversy as to what Netmarble did, but from a free-to-play standpoint and everything, the rates are horrible. It's pretty much the same thing as Fate Grand Order and Derasute and Grand Blue Fantasy rates. Maybe worse. Maybe. It does have a spark system, but where Global is trying to do it and everything, it takes a while. And the worst part, grinding for the gacha currency takes hours. It just takes hours. And yeah, fine, I got burned by Escanor, and maybe that's why I'm not giving it an S and everything. But in terms of everything that I felt and everything, the entire grind, I know every mobile game has the grind, as well as just the grind taking hours, and therefore it becomes a very, very hard time crunch mobile game to get through. It gets an A. It's not absolutely horrible just because of the rates. I'm not gonna point it towards that, otherwise I would have said it was a C, because yeah, I'll be malicious that way, but no. I still see its merits towards it. It's just, for me, the mere fact that I've got burned twice, like getting the featured unit in this game is so hard for free to play players. It just is. Not to mention, I do get it. It just pretty much means you need to grind and work for it. I get it. And it has lots of materials for you to do it. I get it. But the rates just slams you down. I just felt so deflated after that gacha. It gets an A. It's still not a bad game. That's all I'm gonna say. Index Imaginary Fest. Okay, I'll actually get back to this because there's another mobile game that's actually sort of tied towards that. Next up, Carrera Fantasia. So I've documented this game for a while, even though there was a brief period where I didn't play at all. The main reason for that was actually because I thought I got region locked out and therefore I couldn't play the game. However, like when the game got closed at one point, I'll tell you which one soon enough, I thought to look back to some of my previous games. Carrera Fantasia was one of them, and I managed to get in through my tablet. So yeah, it got revived that way. So Carrera Fantasia is pretty much Kawaii Fate Grand Order. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's Kawaii Fate Grand Order. Similar systems and everything. It just has all the manga time Carrera characters all in one medieval universe, medieval fantasy universe. That's it. I'm not kidding. That's it. It's another generous game. Like farming for the gems, you probably need a fiction and then therefore get the fiction missions to get a whole lot of gems that way. That's what I've been doing. Story, it does get more strategic further down the line, but for beginners, quite easy to get a lot of gems. And I think best of all, if you're a beginner, you can easily get a 5-star off the bat, and a 5-star of your choosing, by the way. So in that regard, it's very generous. It's just everything else, you need to manage it. Easy yes. Easy yes. Seriously, it's another good game. I'll say that off the bat. It's just, I think the only thing I'll say is same rates of Fate Grand Order. Expect it. Senran Kagura, New Link. The game that most people know me for, actually. It's an A. I'll say this here. Gacha rates, it was horrible at one point, but it's getting better now. Dupes are actually a very good thing, just as long as you have at least 5 of the same characters. The materials, or the events that they give out, it's a lot, and gives out lots of free tamers, which is the gacha currency and everything. It's very generous in the free-to-play front on you trying to gather up tamers again and then get the characters that you want. Costumes aesthetically is also very good, and the collabs, although it's baked, how they implement it, it's kind of mixed. It's okay. So because of that, A. I know it's one of the games that most people know me for, but I do know its limits towards Senran Kagura. I really do. So with that, it's an A. It's an A. Okay, so I think I can do it now. Imaginary Fest. A. So, oh wait, no. Oh, okay, fine. I'll stick it towards A. I'll tell the explanation later. God, here we go. The mobile game that should not be named. Also, with that reference, goes right next to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mysteries with that. I don't need to say anything. Watch the stream that I've did with this one, you'll know why. I just don't want to see that logo right now. Sword Art Online Memory Defrag. This is an easy B for me. In terms of content, it has a lot. Good for beginners, obviously. If you're an obvious SOA fan, play it. It's very free to play friendly. I know there is like a more, like a higher, not a higher, a better game, which is Sword Art Online Alicization Rising Steel, which I did do a first impressions at, but I can't play it because my BlueStacks is not like that. I don't know, something with the updates for BlueStacks don't allow me to play it. Because of that, I chose the lesser alternative and it's still good. I still like Memory Defrag. It is somewhat generous. Gameplay is actually very unique in that regards. If you like, as I said, if you like Sword Art Online, yeah, play it. And if you like Sword Art Online Memory Defrag, I would also suggest playing Alicization Rising Steel, because that's pretty much the Fate Grand Order equivalent of SAO. So, yeah. Now, a lot of people might not know that I also play this game. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, the mobile game. It's pretty much like, not tower defense, like more like battle of attrition really. Also with timing a little bit and everything. It's your typical RPG in a way. Gacha is somewhat generous. You just need to get what, like 1,600 gems and you can get an easy 6-star, which isn't much. Seriously, it's not much. And because of that, B. I do know the source material with this one, but as I said, I think the only problem with this is material is a little bit bare minimum, not to mention management on the game is also a little bit tedious at times because it has a storage system that you can't extend. Like seriously, I think that's one of the biggest problems with that. Symphogear. Okay, so I'll be saying this one as my JP main because I do play JP and that was my first main, so yeah, I'll say it there. If you if you play this game and if you want the welfares fully awakened and everything, you'll need to grind a hell of a lot just to do it, and you need to use the gacha units in order to make farming easier. And yeah, it's very gacha driven, I will say it that much. It's also very generous because through JP you can get easy 5-stars and makes the grinding much easier. Global will get this soon, I'll say that much, but for JP, I think the biggest problem is for free-to-play people anyways. Grinding is absolute hell. It is actually absolute hell. It might be even worse than 7 Deadly Sins in terms of grinding. Like, also maybe even Azure Lane, but just by a bit. As I said, as long as you have gacha units with this, grinding can be quite easy. So it's actually in between A and B for me. I still like the game, I still play it. There's a reason why I still play it. It's on both servers, by the way. The grind might be hell, but I think the greatest attachment I have towards Symphogear is the anime franchise itself. I would not be playing it otherwise, and I'll tolerate the grind because of that. That's seriously the main reason why I still play this game. Everything else I can, seriously, I can tolerate it. I can easily tolerate it. I think because of that, it's an A. It's closely rivaling Seven Deadly Sins in terms of grinding. It really is. Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, so I recently picked this up mainly because one of my Discord members was playing it. Sort of got into it. I still kind of play it occasionally, like one duel a day. I don't know much about gacha rates and everything, but for what I know, it's okay. I haven't actually done gacha for Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. It's just more like I want to re-experience Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's in a ways I play this game through nostalgia, I should say. So it's a B for me. This is my bias for this one, so I can't really say much. Idler Fantasy Saga. So I remember somebody actually recommending me this game. I didn't know the franchise until I actually started watching, Phantasy Star Online 2, the animation, episode Oracle. That kind of got me back into the game. And then, obviously with the collab with Valkyrie Chronicles, I really got back into the game a little bit. I still play it casually now because I'm just saving up gems for the next character that I do like. It's I think the biggest problem with Idol Fantasy Saga is just that mechanically, gameplay wise, it's hard to actually know what the hell you're doing. Even worse, it's in Japanese, so you don't know what the hell you're doing. But in terms of, as I said, mechanically and everything, it's fairly interesting. And since I got used to some of the characters and everything, as well as I looked up guides from this now, I do get it. A. Mirashita, the other equivalent with Derasute. So it's pretty much Idolmaster with the main characters as well as the backup dancers who become actual idols further on. It's pretty much the sister towards Derasute, it really is. It's also like Derasute is pretty much, you need management, you need to grind and everything. Mirashita still has a grind, but it's more or less looking at interacting with your idols more than the event grinding and everything. Easy yes. Easy yes. It's pretty much the same thing. If you love Idolmaster, these two games pretty much might as well be in your phone or tablets or emulator. It's quite obvious. Tenkai Hyakan. So I recently did, a joint video on this one, and it got a UI update, and yeah, it's fairly decent. I think I also remember doing a first impressions on this one as well. I still like it. It's one of my backdrop mobile games that I play, like log in, log out, but if there's events or collabs that I like, as well as gachas I want to pull in, I pull. B. It's an easy B. Overlord. So this got a global release, and I still play JP. I pretty much main JP, which is why I don't like it global. I think the only thing I'll say about Overlord is the rates are pretty much fake random order. If you want to get a free 5-star and do rerolls, you're gonna be there forever. I remember doing a first impressions on it and saying that it took me 3 days, like 3 whole days, just for me to reroll Albedo as a 5-star. I still play it to this day though, but just again, mostly casually. I do the events and grab the gems that I need to save up for certain characters. That's about it. B. Actually no, it's fine. It's fine. I will say this, global, right now you're getting like the bare minimum right now, but once you catch up to JP, there'll be other stuff to do. It's just, I think it's just one of those games that you just go in and go out. There won't be a lot of material to do for global at the moment, but as I said, seriously, once you catch up with JP, there'll be something to do. Whether that something is something you want to do, your choice. I just go in for the dailies and just go out. Simple. Destiny Child. Okay, I'll say this here and now. It's a very free-to-play friendly game that I stopped playing. Why? Because of this. Because of this. So I stopped playing Destiny Child because of 7 Deadly Sins, because I've heard 7 Deadly Sins was extremely free-to-play friendly. Now I feel mixed about this. But, I think in similar regard to, what was it? What was the game? I think in similar regard to Azure Lane, where I just felt the monotony of trying to do the dailies and the grinding was so long and hard and everything. Don't take that out of context. It just felt like, I don't know, the monotony really got to me with Destiny Child. I do understand it's really free to play in nature, but yeah, I think monotony for me was the biggest reason why I stopped playing and tried to go towards another game that wasn't monotonous, until I found out that 7 Deadly Sins was also a little bit monotonous in terms of grinding. Okay, I think I can say it now. Okay, so pre-con. It's in SSS. Surprised? But I'll say this, it's one of the most free-to-play friendly games out there. However, I will say this, it doesn't get the SSS treatment, however. S treatment. The biggest problem with pre-con is that it is extremely hard to get into this game because it is region locked heavy. Like, as in only Japanese people can play it. Unless you have a VPN, you can play it that way. I don't do that kind of stuff, but I love the gameplay and everything. I love the gameplay, I love the characters and everything, and I know, as I am actually talking about this mobile game, the anime for this is out, and it just wants me to play this game up again. But just like mechanically, gameplay wise, the gacha wise, as well as just the animations and everything, the game is extremely good. I just wished that it was a bit more open and just stop the region locking thing, but I do understand why. Probably because, you know, Japanese servers only, if global people try to swarm into pre-con, it probably won't be able to play. I do understand it, but because of that, it gets an S. If it stops the region locking thing, easy SSS. Also, now I can say it, why did I leave Index's explanation because of pre-con? Because they pretty much have the same system. Upgrading your characters, auto-repeating missions, the story mode, raiding, the bosses. It takes, like, Index takes most of the mechanics that Precon has and puts it with an Index skin. Because of that, yeah, it's therefore a very good game. Not to mention they implemented sparking towards that extremely early. That's why I was able to spark for Fallen, Angel Maid, cloudy that way. But why isn't it higher? Because it has the same skin as Precon, just under the indexes thing. Mainly because Precon is actually much better in terms of the animation department. It is, because it uses like digital traditional animation, but Indexes mostly uses 3D. But still, I do like the Index franchise. I still like Index, even though it's a skin on Precon. I still like it. It doesn't go down because of that. It's still an A, but Precon is like the daddy towards Index. It just is. Well, not daddy. I should say it's the mother towards Index in a ways. And last one, Release the Spice. So this game, it wasn't that I quit. It's more like it's shut down, which I'm kind of sad for. So this was the game that shut down, and therefore I wanted to search up other games that I want to play and go back to another game that was Kara Fantasia. It gets a B, mainly because obviously I know the anime, but 2, the gameplay was actually kind of unique for its kind. I'll say that. The gacha rates were kind of bad, but yeah. I wish this game didn't shut down, but unfortunately on JP's side, it did. Which is like really sad. I did want to play this game more. Unfortunately, nope. So, there we have it for, well, I know right now as I'm recording this, it's the 1st of May, but this is my favorite mobile games as of April 2020. Will I be doing this every month? No, because it depends whether there'll be other mobile games that I'll start playing. Otherwise, this doesn't change much. It really doesn't. If there's a big shake-up and I start quitting other games, or I start actually like looking into a lot more other games, maybe it might change and I'll do an update on it. But for what it's worth right now, this is my tier list. Thanks One Time Deal for actually bringing up this idea. I do have 2 tier lists in mind. 2 tier lists in mind that I might, well, not might. I'm working on it. I'm working on it for now. But I just thought, why not do this one? Because this was a very late comment that brought up the idea and everything. Okay, I need to stop rambling. Alright, so with that will do it. Are you surprised by some of my picks? Comment below and let me know. So, with that, LA out.